My beloved child, I know the weariness behind your eyes, the way your soul has been quietly aching, though you've tried to keep moving forward. I know how heavy your chest feels when you try to pray and the words won't come, how empty the silence sounds when you reach for me and feel nothing. You wonder if I've stepped back. You wonder if you've done something wrong. You wonder if this slow drifting in your spirit has made you less beloved, less chosen, less seen. But let me begin here. You are not failing. You are not too far gone, and you are not alone in this. This silence is not a punishment. This quiet season is not abandonment. It is a sacred pause, a place where deep healing is taking root. A wilderness, yes, but not a wasteland. You may not see it yet, but something holy is happening here. Even now, even in the stillness. I know you miss the feeling of closeness. You remember when your prayers felt alive, when worship moved you to tears, when my presence felt tangible and near, like sunlight on your skin, and now the absence feels like loss. You think, what happened to me? You whisper, why don't I feel anything anymore? But beloved, closeness is not measured by sensation, it's measured by covenant, and my covenant with you has never changed. I am still with you, in the silence, in the numbness, in the questions, in the days you forget to pray, and the nights you can't stop crying. I am still with you. You've been carrying so much, haven't you? Unspoken fears, delayed grief, shadows of shame you never invited in but somehow learned to live with. You've been trying to hold everything together while wondering if you're falling apart, trying to be strong when all you want is someone to notice how fragile you feel, trying to appear spiritual when inside you feel dry and disconnected. But listen to me, love. You don't have to perform for me. You don't have to strive. You don't have to pretend you're okay to stay close to me. I'm not afraid of your silence. I'm not offended by your doubt. I'm not disappointed in your need. If anything, I am drawing nearer. You see yourself as disconnected. I see you as deep in process. You label yourself as unreliable. I call you steady in my affection. You feel too much, but I have always delighted in your sensitivity. You say disengaged, but I see a soul bravely trying to feel again. And when you say I can't find God, I whisper, I am right here, not just above you or around you, within you, my breath in your lungs, my fingerprints in your being, my voice beneath your fear, still speaking peace, still choosing you, still holding you. Let me rewrite the names the world or your past have etched into you. You are not a burden. You are not broken. You are not too late. You are not spiritually defective. You are mine. You are still the one I formed with care, the one I've sung over since the beginning, the one I carry close to my chest, even when you can't feel it. Come rest now. You've been running on empty, trying to keep up, trying to figure out how to get back to where you were, but I'm not calling you backward. I'm inviting you forward into something deeper, something quieter, something rooted not in emotion but in presence. Let your soul breathe. You are not behind. You are becoming. Healing often begins in silence. Restoration starts in surrender. And growth, real, lasting growth, takes time beneath the surface, like the seed in the soil, like the tree in winter, like the stars you can't see in daylight, but they are still shining, always shining. So let this quiet place be holy. Let the numbness be a doorway, not a dead end. Let me meet you here, not where you think you should be, but where you are. Stop measuring your worth by how inspired you feel. Stop judging your faith by how loud your prayers sound. Your tired whisper matters just as much as your joyful song. I know this season feels like emptiness, but it's actually sacred space for me to rebuild you from the inside out. You don't need to rush. You don't need to fix yourself. You only need to say, here I am, even if you don't know what else to say, because I never stopped listening, and I never stopped loving you. Let me show you a new rhythm, one that doesn't rely on performance, one that doesn't rise and fall with your emotions, one that leads you into rest, into trust, into grace. You were never meant to carry so much alone. Lay it down now. The shame, the pressure, the inner critic, the lies, lay them all down. Come, be held, not for what you do, not for how much you feel, but simply because you are mine. Let the pace slow, let the noise fall away, and in the stillness, listen. I am singing over you a lullaby of love, a declaration of belonging, a promise that I will finish what I began in you. Even here, even now, especially now, you are safe, you are seen, you are so deeply, deeply loved. And when the day comes that your heart begins to stir again, when the fire returns, when the light feels brighter, know that I will be there too, not waiting at the finish line, but walking beside you every step of the way. So take your time, beloved. You don't need to rush healing. You don't need to climb back to me. You're already held, and I will be here tomorrow, and the next day, and the next, until joy returns like the dawn, until peace takes root like the rain-soaked earth, until your spirit rises like spring from a long winter. You are not forgotten.
You are not lost. You are simply becoming. Let's walk this together.